Cool Kids. This just in. What? 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 Whoa, let's talk about this. All right, cool kids. So I gotta be honest with you. When I see stuff like this, it makes me question everything about stacking. Okay, and what I mean by that is had I been stacking generic rounds this whole time instead of the stuff I stack, even though I do get the stuff I stack cheaper than generic rounds, a lot of times, I'm not talking about the collection stuff, guys. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the silver undermelt stuff. Okay. The problem with my silver undermelt is that my silver undermelt is something like this. Okay, and that's a problem because this silver is not easily recognizable. It's not a generic, it's not a look at this. I honestly probably been better off buying this stuff right here, if we're being fair, or generic rounds like we were just talking about. The point being, silver, like this. Look at this. This is actually a rare coin, believe it or not. Very low mintage, very premier, undermelled even. Guess what? Who cares? I definitely should have been buying these instead, huh? Right? This Armenian stuff, the ARC stuff, you could get this close to melt. But on the other hand, undermelt is undermelt. I guess it all depends on how high silver goes. I'd have to do some math to really tell you when this becomes worth it. Because there is going to be a point of delineation, depending on where the price of silver is and what the actual refinery is paying. So, we can't pretend that those numbers are the same thing, because they're not. When silver tends to go up, right? And by the way, I'm not giving investment advice, blah, 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 blah. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. We're just talking about our fun hobby here, guys. But when you get silver like this under melt, right, you definitely could stand to take a loss come high price time. Right now, silver is at 40.60, wasn't it? It's up 2.5%. How do we feel about that? Well, I feel like any kind of swing that big is a big swing. And Turd, she saw this all coming. She let me know this morning. Yeah. She knocked a box over, and it rolled 2.5 times. And that's how I knew we were up. Actually, it just went up. We're at 40.61. We're at 2.53. So, Turd, you were off on your prediction. It was only 2.5. Although there could have been a slight variance in the angle I might be missing. So, usually Turd's pretty accurate. I make all my investment decisions based on the Turd's box hijinks. Yes. This one was under melt. 80 cents for this. So, I don't know at what threshold, at what point under melt is it worth buying this stuff. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. At what point would you buy it? There are people that say don't buy foreign silver at all. Don't do it. Now, I will say this. American Silver Eagles were probably the worst thing you could have been buying, especially from 2020 onward. They've gotten a little better these days, though. Man, I remember when I bought this, I was like, wow, I'm paying $30 for this. Well, or maybe it was 35. Who cares? It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. That's if I sell it. Who's going to look? Some of the stuff you're never going to sell. Like, I'm not selling this coin. It's a nice coin. I'm not selling that coin. And I'm not selling that. I'm not selling it. This is for my private collection. That's why I paid $9 for $3 worth of silver, right? 3 times melt. This, I remember, I got this at a coin show last year or the year before, I can't remember. Point is, it's under melt now. It was right at melt when I bought it. Yeah. I do have other coins from Cameroon, but this is the one I went with for the book. Guys, the other question is, well, when does it start to get silly to buy stuff? Like this is 50% silver. Yeah, it's way under melt, but who wants 50% silver? You know, it's like having herpes. The silver has herpes on it. It's a herpes silver. 50, and you know, same thing with 30%. Or here, hell, this coin is billing. This Cambodian coin, it's billing. It's less than 30% silver. I paid $14 for that. Wow, what was I thinking, huh? Let's see. This one is 90%, so that's pretty respectable. Half an ounce of silver. Ooh. Did we do okay at $10.99 for a quarter or a half ounce of silver? Yeah, hubba. Ooh. Not the point though. The point is, I'm gonna have a harder time selling this than I am, you know, a generic round. So really, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, or we won't. I don't know. That's the truth. We were talking about Burkina Faso the other day. FG Stacker. My entry for Burkina Faso is actually this coin, because Burkina Faso used to be this country here, I believe, Haute Volta. So this was Burkina Faso before it was Burkina Faso. Yeah. You can also use this for Niger. What do I have for Niger? Oh yeah, I have that lion coin. Very cool. Here's another hunk of bullion pretending to be a coin. Now this is just barely below melt now. But when I bought it, it was probably 10 or 15% above melt. So, but yeah, now even this stuff that I paid way over melt is under melt. That tells you how crazy that melt price is, guys. This is insane. I haven't seen this since 2011. So I want you guys to be excited. I want you guys to keep everything in perspective. Even something like this might be close to melt now, even though, I mean, it's not, but it's getting close. You know, $1.90 I paid for this. It's ASW is 0.02, and so 0.03, about half of a Canadian dime. Yeah, half a Canadian dime. Well, what a Canadian dime's worth. Yeah, this isn't even close to it. This is still double melt, but that's not the point. Point is, it's way closer than it was. Yep. All right, but you know, it's really neat. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Are you excited? Are you scared? Have you ever seen anything like this? What about you guys that sold your stacks? How do you feel? How do you feel about selling your stacks? How do you feel about the African springbok? Is that a fun thing that you would want to put on a coin if you had a country? Do you think that hunk of silver will sell for more than a generic round? I don't think it will, actually. I don't think anyone cares about the, Gabon. Here's one that's going to be under melt, right? That's under melt for a peso from 18. I paid 26 for that. I guarantee you that's under melt. Oh wow, yeah. That's the same amount of silver as a little more. Actually, it's a little more than a silver dollar, isn't it? Yeah, that's $31 worth of silver, I believe. Huh. Man, oh man. Yeah, the more I look, the more it's looking smart, doesn't it? But you know what? Who's going to pay me for it? I don't know. Who's going to pay me for this thing? If I bring this in, they're going to be like, we don't know what that is. I don't know. Here we go. Here's Honduras. That's under melt. Guarantee it. 1937, 90%. Yeah. Yeah, it's like $13 worth of silver now. Man. Crazy town. Well, how about this one? Let's check this one out. All right, this is 2/10 of an ounce. So $8 worth of silver, right? Right? Easy math. See that? But is somebody going to pay me that for this weird foreign coin? I don't know. Can't say. Cannot say. Don't know. Don't have the psychic powers for that. But, what? I mean, guys, what's your plans with your silver? Tell me about your silver plans. Here's one. Let's check this out. This is from Ireland. It gets my ire up every time I see it. So I paid $13.38. What's the ASW on that? Let's check it out real quick. I'm gonna pause it. Here, actually, no. I'm gonna let you guys watch the turd sleep, because she likes to sleep. She's very sleepy. She's very chill. She has a very chill existence. She's a kept kitty. Yeah. She's definitely a lot different than when I pulled her out of that mud puddle about 2 years ago. Year and a half ago. Okay, did you guys see those videos when I pulled her out of the mud puddle? Good stuff. 1966, 10 shilling, Ireland. Let's see how we did on this. Wow. I remember when I bought this. I bought this in 2013. So when I bought it, although I do believe it was like right at melt or just below it. Okay. The melt value on this coin, and I'm going to go ahead and write down the ASWs and stuff right here. Remember, we go with NGC for our melt values because they stay up to... Oh, my goodness, this stuff again. Hold on. There we go. They stay up to date. Whereas Numista takes a little while. $19.79. $19.79. And we paid $13.38. So I paid probably over melt when I got this in 2013. Okay, so the ASW is 0.0486. No, 0.486. No O there. Yes. Very good. And the purity is 83.833. There we go. And we'll let you guys see the finished product there. We now have our ASW. We now know that this coin is $6 under melt. And when I bought it, I believe it was right at melt or just above, but it was a really good deal. I grabbed 2 of them. I remember that purchase. I got some Austrian stuff under melt, and that's Austria, man. Austria is so good for under melt, man. It really is. But I want you guys to tell me about your under melt experiences. Now that silver's up, what percentage of your stack is under melt? Now, if you were a purist, a pure bullion guy, getting this stuff, bullion. I believe this is bullion. Let's check. Are you pure silver? Are you sterling? It's not marked as 0.999, so maybe it is sterling. Okay, this may not be bullion. This is probably more like a crown size coin. Let me find some bullion here. The good thing about this collection is when I get a chance to replace bullion with something that circulates or something that's commemorative, I do. So I don't have as much bullion as some people do in their silver coins around the world. Here's one, 5.999. This is Rwanda, if I remember right. And I did get a good price on this, though. It's probably under melt. It's, it's kind of discolored and stuff, but this bullion stuff, right? If I had just been buying generic rounds, right? Instead of trying to get silver under melt, maybe I just paid a slight premium or waited for the silver at melt deals that we see from time to time, right? SD bullion, JM bullion, all the bullions, all the dealers, even AppMax does it from time to time. And if I do see a deal like that, I'm grabbing it. Trust me. Thing is, where would you be better off? Would you be better off doing what I do, which is, finding sweet stuff like this? When I bought this, it was way under melt. I know that, and it's got to be way, way under melt now, you know. Same thing with this, you know. But on the other hand, who knows what this coin is? Do you guys? I'll give you a hint. This coin is from the place where a major party leader says, "Shoot the boar, shoot the boar," right? And we all pretend that that's kosher and copacetic because Nelson Mandela told us to close our eyes and just look at one side of the story, right? Remember that? No? Okay, I digress. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to pick sides here. I just know the side saying shoot the boar is probably not the good guy. Here's one. $14 for this coin. I wonder if that's under melt. I don't know. Oh, it's here. It's half an ounce. So yeah, just about half an ounce. So it's going to be under melt. Probably not my best work. I know I've gotten those for under $10 before, so I know that's not my best work. But it's probably just the first Spanish coin I grabbed to put in the book. It is a circulating issue, so that's probably why I put it in there. Although I do have plenty of circulating coins from Spain. I don't know, guys. I don't know where I'm going with this other than to say, if you could go back in time, that's what we'll call this video. If you could go back in time and change the way you stack, would you stack more like I do, where you're buying this is probably $35 worth of silver for $19.83 is what I paid. But I had to hunt for this, right? This didn't just come to me. JM Bullion wasn't selling this for $19. And actually, I remember this specific coin. I put in an offer on a eBay listing. I lowballed them and they took it. You know? Or would I have been better off buying generic rounds? And I know none of these have been generic rounds because I have, my world silver, because I didn't go to the storage bin and grab whatever special silver for this video. Okay? Because silver's up, man. I didn't know silver was going to be up right now. So, yeah. That's it. What would you have done differently in your stack? Would you be buying Piastre de Commerce coins at $26.95? Or would you rather have a roll of generic rounds, you with me, at $26.95 each? You get what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's really the question, because how many people even know what this coin is? As beautiful as that devil-tailed Liberty is, it's not a commonly known or owned coin, and that's why you're able to get one at $26.95, even though you shouldn't be able to. You know what I mean? Like the fact that it's obscure is both helping and hindering you. Or would you be better off getting this generic stuff? I know this isn't generic, but it kind of is, right? At $19.10, which at the time I purchased this was right at melt, but now it's half a melt. Would you be better off with a roll of something like this, generic rounds at $19.10, or something with a little panache? Or Canadian junk. I've gotten Canadian junk for, let's see, I remember one time I bought a whole bunch at $10 an ounce, and silver at the time was like $18 an ounce. It was like $8 under, just because it was 50% and no one bid on it. Well, 50% silver is still silver, I got a big giant bag of that. I mean, it was $10 an ounce, and it was a significant number of ounces. I don't know. This would have been like 2016 or so when I bought this, but I remember that purchase, and I remember it was a heavy, heavy bag of Canadian quarters and dimes, 1968. Yeah, and all silver. I checked them all with a magnet. They're all silver, man. So, or what about these Franklin Mint proof sets that you get under melt all the time? I know I get them under melt all the time. Is that the stuff to get, or should I be doing generic rounds? So I'm go ahead and put this out. Say bye to the turd. Like, share, subscribe, all that jive, and thanks for watching. Bye.